Hey Sea Dragons, welcome to Art. I'm Mr. Horner. In today's video, we're going to make a collage. That's when an artist cuts paper and glues it together to make a picture. The materials you're going to need are your scissors, a glue stick, and some construction paper. You can also use colored pencils and crayons to color with on this too. That would be great. I'm going to show you an example by a famous collage artist named Romare Bearden, and we'll check out his work and then we'll think about what we might want to make for our own collage. Collage is making art by cutting paper or pictures and then putting them together to create a new artwork with those things. This artist, Romare Bearden, was an African-American artist who lived from the early 1900s until 1988. He was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, and lived in New York for a lot of his life, working with other artists there. He was really interested in depicting everyday life in his community with his friends and family. And here we can see this artwork is called Sunday After Sermon, and that tells us that these are people hanging out after church on Sunday when nobody has to work, and they're just gathered together talking. We can see the woman here is smiling. There's flowers put into the background. Maybe these are flowers in pots around the house where they're at. Here's a little cat picture that he's put in here with this little girl. There's a man standing in the doorway, and we can see these people are made up of different parts. Like on this guy's arm here, there's this really large hand, a small head, and these pants. He's taken lots of different pictures and put them together. He's also added a paper that has a pattern to it to create the building. He found this paper that has a brick pattern and he used that to create the building. Here's another bit of brick pattern from a black and white photo that he found. Then each of these people, their bodies and faces are put together out of many pieces to create the pose that he wanted to show. There's even a little baby in here. So this is something inspired by his everyday life that he wanted to show in his art. And I think this one has a very happy feeling because the woman is smiling and there's lots of bright, warm colors in this picture. This artwork is called Jazz Village. And he had a lot of artworks showing bands, especially jazz bands, of course. And in this one, we can see he's painted on these bits of paper that make up their clothes. He's made lots of patterns in lots of different shapes and colors, even in their faces and their hats on these. And the instruments are made up of many pieces of painted paper that he's cut out and put together. There's a cool piece here, a photo of a wall with graffiti on it he's put into the background. And I think he's also made more brick walls here to create a building behind them. Romare Bearden really liked to show individuality through his artwork and showing how each person is a different combination of cultures and traditions and communities. And that's one reason why he puts together his people made out of many pieces. And in this one, I think he uses many colorful pieces and many patterns to express the music that these musicians are playing, because a music is like a pattern with a repeating beat. Just like a pattern has repeating shapes and repeating colors. So he's expressing those sounds and different notes and sounds that these artists are playing with all the different colors, and each one being different from each other. For your collage, I would like you to think about something you could show from everyday life or from living with a community. For my artwork, I'm going to show the day that I passed out about 240 art kits at South Shore to all of you. It was really exciting for me to get to see you, and it was a lot of fun to talk with you. And I think it's going to make a really interesting picture to show all the cars pulling up and the people who are there, the library there, and the South Shore building. There's going to be a lot that I can put into this artwork. For your artwork, it could be something you did with the community, or it could be just something from everyday life, like going to the grocery store or going to play at the park. Both could be amazing artworks. It all depends on thinking about everything you can put into it to make it exciting and filling the whole page with lots of things that express how you feel about what you did. To start my artwork, I'm going to pick one of these construction papers as a background piece. And I'm going to cover most of it just like I would normally cover all the white of the paper. But I'm going to let some of it show through. I'm going to pick this one because I think this brown is, if I remember right, I think South Shore has a lot of kind of brown brick on the front. So I think that will be good to show the building. I'm also going to be using some things I took out of the recycle. Here's like a furniture catalog, and what I want from this is like things like flowers and trees and things, little plants. So I'll be taking some plants and stuff from this, and this is an art materials catalog, so since I was passing out art materials, I'm going to show those in my artwork by cutting out pictures from this, just like this. I'll take one of these and I'll get it to the shape that I want so I can put it into my picture where I want it. These were just going to go into the recycle. They're pretty much garbage, so it's no problem for me to rip these up for my artwork. You can look around for papers that have patterns on them too, like the inside of this envelope has a cool crisscross pattern. I'm thinking I might use this for the tires on the cars that were at the school because it kind of looks like the tread on a tire. I found things like this blue paint that can be my sky, so I cut those out and I'm going to put that up where that can be a part of my sky. When you start to glue things down, make sure that you put the glue only on the back of your piece of paper, not on the whole background, because that gets glue everywhere and it's more glue than you need. It's a lot neater, cleaner, use less glue to only put it onto your little piece you're putting on. Also keep your glue so there's only a little bit sticking out. So it only needs to come out a little bit like that. That's it. Doesn't need to be any more than that. So as I'm working here, I was trying to glue down some of my windows in places, and I realized I really shouldn't be gluing yet. I know that the sky is going to be where the sky is. It fills in the background, but other things I might want to still move around. So I'm going to arrange things without gluing for a little while, and then I'll glue things after I see where everything is going to go. So I'm going to stop gluing. I want you to remember it's good to try things in different places without glue to see if everything's going to fit, and then you can always glue it later. I have a couple more quick tricks I want to show you for collage. One of them is if you've glued stuff down, like I glued all of my sky down, and you want to erase something, you can get another paper that matches your background. And I'm going to add a piece along the side here and covering some of this area to put some more school building in there. So I'm going to cut off a piece, and then I can put it right there where I need it, and that will erase that part where I've already glued it on. See? Matches the background, so it's like it's going back to that, like it was never there. Get one more piece. Now the other important thing I want to show you is when you're cutting pieces out of your colored papers, because some of you might not be using magazines and stuff, you might just be using your construction paper like this. First, you might want to draw what you're going to cut out. Do not draw in the middle of your paper. That wastes the whole paper. If we draw something over at the side, like I'm going to draw a car that I need, I'm going to put it in the corner here. Okay, kind of looks like a shoe, but that's a car. Okay, here's the car that I'm going to cut out. I put it in the corner, and that leaves this whole paper almost a complete paper we can still use. This is something you should remember for the rest of your life. Do not draw in the middle of the paper and then cut that little piece out of the big paper. Put it over in the corner and then use that part, and it leaves the rest of your paper all together. There. Still have most of my paper here. It's great. Okay, Sea Dragons, here is my collage artwork of South Shore on the Art Kit Distribution Day. There's lots of teachers and students outside in my collage here. And there's the outdoor library, there's me with the art kits, there's Miss Weigel doing science stuff. When you send your picture of your artwork on Seesaw after you've had fun gluing and cutting and ripping and drawing, I'd like you to tell me, did you do something that's an everyday thing or something from a special day? And what did you show in your artwork? Have fun with these collages. I'll see you later.